You were the one who stayed up late, waiting for them to come home. You were the one who worked overtime so they could have what they needed. You were the one who said no when it mattered. And I'm proud of you when it counted. Now, you're not sure what you are. You're not the provider anymore. They have jobs. You're not the protector. They live in cities you've never visited. You're not the guide. They Google everything. And you're not bitter. You're just wondering, where did the father go? I'm Silas Reed, and this is The Silent House. We speak to the men who've lived through decades of fatherhood, only to find themselves quietly erased from the role. We don't pity, we understand. This channel is a space for stories that were never told, for feelings that were never asked about, for men who were once the center of the home and now sit at its edge. If this speaks to you, stay with us. We're just getting started. In towns like Billings, Montana, or the outskirts of Savannah, Georgia, men sit on porches, watching the world move on. They don't ask for attention. They just wonder if anyone remembers who they used to be. You're a man who still remembers birthdays, still knows their favorite meals, still keeps the old report cards in a drawer. But you don't know if they remember your voice, or your laugh, or the way you used to carry them when they fell asleep in the car. You're a man who still wants to be a father, not in name, but in presence. But the world doesn't ask for fathers anymore. It asks for speed, efficiency, independence. And you were built for patience, protection, and love. You're not asking to control their lives. You're asking to be part of them. You're not asking to be needed. You're asking to be remembered. You're not asking to be praised. You're asking to be seen. In a small diner in Ohio, a man named Thomas watches a young father feed his toddler. He smiles, not because he's jealous, but because he remembers. He remembers the mess, the noise, the exhaustion. He remembers the pride. He remembers being the center of someone's world. Now he's a quiet orbit, still there, still warm, but distant. I'm Silas Reed, and this is The Silent House. We talk about what no one else does. The quiet truths of aging, the emotional weight of being forgotten, the dignity of men who still carry love in their hearts. If this story feels like yours, or like someone you know, subscribe, hit the bell, like, and leave a comment. Help us make silence heard. You're a man who still has wisdom, still has patience, still has love, but you don't know where to put it. You're a man who still wants to say, I'm proud of you, but you don't know if it would be heard. You're a man who still wants to be asked, what do you think, Dad? But you don't know if the question will ever come. And that's the ache, not of being old, but of being invisible. You're still a father, even if they don't say it, even if they don't call, even if they don't remember the way you used to hold their hand crossing the street. You're still a father, because you still care, because you still remember, because you still love, and that matters. If this message feels like it was finally made for you, don't let it fade. Subscribe, hit the bell, like, and comment. Your support helps us turn silence into voice. This is The Silent House, and we're just getting started.